God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. Welcome back here to Gallagher's Grip. This is your host, Daniel Gallagher, once again recording live from the Gallagher's Grip studio here in today, lovely South Chicagoland. Folks, today I'm going to go back to elementary politics and discuss the difference between what a real Republican is versus a real Democrat. And as you watch me and you watch my podcast and you watch my show, I handle all different kinds of topics, everything that you could imagine that's relevant to the American person who wants to be something better, the fighter, the American fighter, if you will. And I'm going to just go back to the basics here, as I was surrounded by a bunch of young kids over Father's Day weekend who were asking me very general questions about the difference between what a Republican is and what a Democrat is. So I figured I'd go on my little software program here and actually explain the difference between a Republican and a Democrat, give you my thoughts, my feelings on both parties. And let's go back to elementary school so we can all kind of get on the same page with regards to both parties, what they mean, and etc. Democratic Party. Ideology. Generally considered liberal, emphasizing progress and social justice. Government role. They usually advocate for a larger government role in economic and social issues, supporting regulations and social welfare programs. They do favor progressive taxation with higher taxes for higher income earners. And they do generally support abortion rights, civil rights for minorities, and LGBTQ community rights. God bless the Democrats. Republicans, however, are the complete opposite. And the Republicans generally considered to be conservative, emphasizing tradition and social stability. Their government role is they typically favor a smaller government with less involvement in the economy, promoting individual freedom and limiting government interference. They advocate for lower taxes to stimulate the economy and the economic growth with fewer government regulations and reduced government funding social programs. From a taxation perspective, they support lower taxes for all. And they, they traditionally support a strong national defense and aggressively pursue U.S. national security interests. Let's put it in simple terms. For all of you who are out there who really want to understand the basics between a Democrat and Republican. Republican is less government. If I'm to work my butt off and I am going to make a paycheck, or I'm going to go out in this world and actually create a job and work 25,000 hours a week, let me tell you something. I want to keep my money. I don't want to pay the government my money. Who would want to do that? Republicans stand for less government interaction, less taxes. If I'm going to do it, I want to keep it. Period. End of story. Democrats, turn the page. Democrats, more government, more control. They want to take more of your taxes. They want to tax you more. They want more of your money, more for their programs, more. That's why we have such a massive blow up, ladies and gentlemen, between both parties. Because, as a Republican, of which I am at the highest level, I'm out there working nonstop. Again, you follow my podcast. Just the other day, I was on a paving roller. Right? I've got a lot of different companies I'm involved in here. And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. If I am the one out there busting my butt to move my life forward, to make sure my children have what they need, I am working 24/7. I am giving it my all. Well, then why do I have to give my all away when it comes to payday for me? Why do I have to do that? Why do I have so many government regulations and so many government restrictions? Why? Can somebody tell me why? And again, I'm for human beings. I'm for America. I'm for human beings. But I just can't see the value in wanting to tax every single person who wants to try to get ahead in life just to pay somebody who doesn't. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is here. The Republican people, the people who are out there busting their butt, are so sick and tired that they have to work extra harder, more hard, to actually pay these people who don't. That's the reality. That's why you have so much, confliction between the two. You want to work, you want to make money, you want to get ahead. Well, guess what? Get off of that lazy boy couch. Turn off the goddamn television, get your ass in the car or on a bicycle, and you go and you find a job and you work. If you're not happy with that job, well then guess what? There are major companies out there that do nothing but provide you the ability to find another job that you can work at. Why would a human being start a company just to pay for somebody else's shortfalls, if you will? Why would we do that? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be responsible for paying for the lazy Americans of this country who don't want to get up and go to work and fight to actually make it. I don't want to pay for the person who sits on the couch and eats Doritos and smokes a whole bunch of marijuana all day, every day, and become nothing. I've got no desire or will or want to actually be something more than a couch potato lazy ass. No. That ain't coming out of my money. No. Not going to happen. Period. End of story. You want to work. You want to go to your bank account and you want to see money. Get a job. Get a job. Democrats want to control. Democrats want to tax. Democrats want to be the ones that actually have their hands in everything. They want your money. You know what? If that guy's succeeding, we better be taxing him. We better be taxing him, and we better be taxing him. And at the end of the day, folks, that's really the mindset, which is why you see so many different viewpoints and so many different problems between the two parties. Because, as a Democrat, you're supporting all of these social programs. Let's give it to the people. Let's give it all away. Let's tax the rich, or rather not even say the rich. Let's tax the people who actually work their ass off, right? And are successful. And let's take it away from them and let's give it to these folks. Republicans are right. I'm a Republican, and I'm a proud Republican, and I'm a huge Trump supporter. And you want to know something? You take a step back and you really look at common sense. You really look at reality. And the reality that you're going to see is there really is such a huge distinction between both parties and their thought processes, their ideologies, what they believe in and why. And now it seems like it's gotten even worse because as the Democratic Party continues forward, they're not winning at any level whatsoever right now. They're not winning in any which way that they drive their car or any which way that they bring that basketball down the court. They're getting stopped and they're getting stomped on. And you know what? I have to be honest with you. It seems to be for all the right reasons. The American people who are successful, the ones who want to make things happen, the people who want to be someone in life, they don't want somebody taking it away from them. And that's their goddamn right. They shouldn't have anybody take away the money that they work so hard, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, week in, week out, and week in and week out, so they can give it to their kids, their family. Well, who in the hell are you to take my money away from me? And who the hell are you to actually say that you should take some of my money and give it to these people who do nothing? That's the consensus of the American population who are out there busting their ass trying to make something happen. Yeah, it bothers me, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. It absolutely bothers me when Donald Trump won the presidency, that is one of the main reasons why this entire show here at Gallagher's Grip was created. It was because of the level of excitement that I haven't felt in years, and I mean years. And when he won, it was like Jesus Christ himself put his hand on my head and said, "It's time, child. It is time to get up and do it and go." And that's exactly what I did, and that's exactly what we're doing here at Gallagher's Grip. We are going. It's great to be alive today. It is great to see the changes that so many hundreds of millions of Americans have been wanting, have been begging for, or seen, and they've been wanting it to happen. And guess what? Day by day, it's happening. Day by day, folks, it's happening. Just recently, there was a discussion about, there wasn't a discussion. There were a lot of different comments made, Elon Musk and the Trump relationship. And I'm happy to see that, amended a little bit because, it was very disheartening to see those two guys actually have a scuffle, if you will, because the American Republican people, we need that relationship. We want that relationship. We need those two guys to get together. Yes, Donald Trump, you are amazing. You have our full support. Elon Musk, you're amazing. You have our full support too. To be able to continue forward with a Republican agenda that is required for this country to take a huge step forward, we need both of you guys to get along. We need the AT. And to see that disintegrate at a small level was very, very, very hurtful, very harmful to a lot of people because they needed that relationship to move on and move forward. And excuse me, I'm glad that relationship has done so because, at the end of the day, those two guys are the epitome of a Republican Party. They are the epitome of get off your ass, go to work, earn your money, and pay your bills and move on in life. Not wake up at 11 o'clock, smoke whatever you're going to smoke, eat your bag of potato chips, sit on the couch, and wait for your favorite movie to come on. Doesn't work. It will never work. The Democratic agenda, the Democratic Party, and the ideologies that have been created way, way, way before we were on this planet, they just simply don't work. And I don't think they ever will work. Give the American people the freedom to do what they need to do to be successful. I mean, it's common sense, right? It really ultimately boils down to true and genuine common sense. If somebody's successful and they make a lot of money, okay, whatever your version of a lot of money is, and you don't tax the heck out of them, and they've got this money sitting right here, what do you think they're going to do? Most likely, they're going to spend the money, put it back into the economy, and the wheels of the train go around and around and around. You take that same thought process, and instead of letting the man or woman keep the money, they have to give it away. Well, there goes all the desire. There goes all the ambition for somebody to actually want to win here in the United States of America. I know there's tax loops, and I know this, and I know that, and this and that. But to make an honest living in this country, to do it the right way without any problems, most Americans pay their taxes. Most Americans want to pay their taxes. But folks, it is not easy. It is not easy to make money in today's day and age. And guess what? If you do make money in today's day and age, it is not easy to just sit there and watch somebody take it away. We need Republicans in this great country. We need fighters in this great country of ours. I am a Republican. I am a fighter. I am a AAA personality. Gallagher's Grip is every bit of that times 1,000. And you could hear it in my voice and you could see it in my personality because I do believe that an American citizen has the right to be successful, has the right to go to their bank and see more money in it than they have seen in a long time because they work for it. Somebody's not taking it away. Somebody's not taking it away from them. It gets a little frustrating, folks, I'm not going to lie to you, which is one of the main reasons why I started Gallagher's Grip, which is one of the main reasons we're having all kinds of politicians on this show, because I want to be objective. I want to talk about this stuff objectively. Sure, I have got my own opinions. I've got my own viewpoints. That's a given. But I really enjoy hearing other people's views, as long as it's not so let's see, you're crazy, if you will. Look, you hear Donald Trump, President Trump, speak, okay? I see a completely different guy in today's day and age. I see a completely different guy in his second term. I see a more relaxed, confident, conservative man who does not get worked up. I see a tremendous leader, someone that anyone would hope to strive to be. And for all the naysayers out there and the protesters and the blah, 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 all these protesters and the king and all this, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. The king, here is a man trying to make the country better through his actions. He's not talking about it. Guess what? He's not talking about it. What is he doing? He's simply doing it. Simply doing it. And that is why, that is why it's so important for the Republican Party to stand up, kick, scream, fight. Because at the end of the day, the way that I see it, it's very simple. I see Republicans holding the flag and fighting for the freedom of this great country. I see Democrats as trying to put the flag down and not fight for the freedom of this country. I do, and I'm sorry to say this, but I really do see it. Look at how the Democrats are actually acting. And again, I'm not some huge political guru here. I'm not some huge political guy, but I'm a guy that likes to think he's got a tremendous amount of common sense. And I think that's what it takes to be a good leader in today's day and age. What is right? What is wrong? And why? Is this the right decision for the American people, or is it the wrong decision for the American people? And if so, why? That's leadership, in my opinion. I don't want to hear the rhetoric. I don't want to hear the this, that, the other thing. Is this rule, is this regulation, is this law good for the American people, or is it not good for the American people? Period. End of story. It's not about lining people's pockets. It's not about politicians coming into office with 10,000 and leaving with 25 million. It's none of that. And we've certainly gotten away from that because the American people, up until Trump's second term, in my opinion, they lost all faith in the United States of America's political system. I hear it from person after person after person after person. This is my opinion, but I'm hearing it from a lot of, high level people out there. And the reality is that I believe it's true. I do believe it's true. I believe that this country was founded on the freedom and the ability for a human being to make a decision to make a decision to implement change, to make a decision for themselves, to go into business for themselves, to try to get themselves ahead in life. And even though nothing is easy in life, that's a fact. Nothing is easy. Certainly the way our system is designed and created, everything is stacked against the entrepreneur. Kind of up until now with Trump, it's changing. But it is not easy to go into business for yourself and stay in business for yourself. It's not easy, and we all know it. At least the people who are out there busting their butts 7 days a week, like me, okay, like most of my friends, it's not easy. I want to see that is becoming what it is now. I want to see an America that is getting back to its roots. I want to see an America that works. I want to see an America where American citizens, whether you are Republican or whether you are Democrat, doesn't matter. You're a human being, and at the end of the day, you have a right to have or live a good, enjoyable, peaceful life. And unfortunately, that all comes with a price. I understand that. But it would be great, ladies and gentlemen, if this country could get back to its roots and ways that provided smiles again. And I'm not being funny when I say that. I mean When is the last time you got in your car and drove down the road and saw somebody smile? When is the last time you smiled? When's the last time you smiled? When's the last time you actually laughed? I get up and I go to from my house to my office and whatever job site I have to be on, etc. And I don't see anybody smiling. I don't see anybody laughing. I don't see very many people happy at all. I don't see very many people happy at all. I want them to be happy, but I don't see them to be happy at all. A Republican, in my opinion, stands for the greatest level of freedom that this country can stand for. A Democrat, in my opinion, stands for somebody who doesn't want to see the United States of America's flag, the American flag, get all the way to the top of Mount Everest and stay there. They always seem to block somebody from trying to get to the next level. Regulations, taxes, lawsuits, you name it. But what makes the Republican amazing is that they don't stop. They don't stop. A true Republican, a true winner, a true winner will not stop, no matter what regulations, no matter what laws, no matter what. They're going to figure out a way to get to where they decided to be as a person. I am very happy to be living in this world and in this country now. I am so happy to have seen the Army parade take place. What was it? Sunday, Father's Day. Saturday. I am so happy to see that happen. That's America. That is who we are. That's who we stand for. And it's a great time to be alive. Folks, Republican or Democrat, I get it. But I want you to remember one thing and one thing only. We all bleed red.